Alright, what is up everybody? We've got a couple of decks from Barold Gene here. I don't know why I'm telling you there's two, they're going to be separate videos. But we're going to be playing this Jackson Sniper Pred deck. Pretty standard Jackson Sniper deck. The only thing that's weird about it is the sling. I guess the sling means you don't auto lose to Razorback maybe. But for sure you're going to lose to like Giga Cannon. Probably Inferno as well. You have an all-ground deck, Inferno is going to be rough. The other one is this strong arm deck, but that'll be a separate video, so we don't really need to talk about that yet. Alright, so we're going to play this sniper one first. This is like, I mean, my sniper deck is exactly the same minus the slingshot. Like, that is literally the 5-card deck I would suggest when playing snipers. The sling, I would normally have an air unit of some description. I'd either have an Orca or a Hammerhead or a Talon, something like that. Barold decided to go for slingshot instead, but you know, pretty standard sniper deck there. Very much similar to what I would play as a sniper deck. Just that one card difference with the sling. I prefer not to play slingshot because I really don't like slingshot very much.
3, 2, 1.
Okay, I guess we'll open dog. If we're opening War Factory, it probably makes sense to scout with dogs. Although
Certainly
I don't think it actually like makes that much difference because you can't defend your harvest. You can't play no harv against a bike rush. You can't defend your harvester with the War Factory against a bike rush. So if you scout and see a bike rush coming, I think you're probably just supposed to build a harvester into it. Maybe you go like if you don't want to tech switch either. You don't want to switch straight into barracks, but then you can't build a harvester, and they can just build a harvester. They can go like bike half in that spot, which isn't great for you either. So yeah, I don't actually like for GDI now. It's just really difficult. I don't know what you're supposed to do because bikes should not really beat pit bulls, but they kind of just do at the moment, and that makes it really difficult for GDI. So normally when you're playing snipers, you just kind of play snipers and pit bull. It's kind of the whole thing you do with snipers. Alright, so we're against Mutant Chuggy. That's a pretty bad matchup for us, I'd say. We have to keep the snipers behind the pit bull at all times. Oh, actually, no, wait, we have Predator. What am I talking about? It's not a bad matchup at all. It's a completely fine matchup. Predator beats Chuggy, so it's totally fine. I forgot we had the Predator for some reason. I was thinking we were just like snipers and pit bulls, but obviously we have Predator tank, which is really good against Chemical Buggy. So yeah, this matchup is pretty favoured for us. I'd say heavily favoured, in fact. Not quite, probably slightly worse than Shock Tank, because the snipers are a lot more vulnerable, but if you have Predator, you're pretty favoured against Chuggy decks, generally. That's why a lot of Chuggy decks have another answer to infantry in case the Chuggy gets shut down by tanks. That's why you see a lot of like Inferno Chuggy.
Unit enhanced. Unit lost.
As long as we keep our snipers safe, we'll be fine here. Not really a great deal to say about this matchup. Just obviously we just make tank, put tank in front of sniper, win game. Kind of all there is to it. So that's the whole matchup right there. Just make a tank, put sniper behind it.
Objective complete.
Step 1 is be efficient with dogs in the beginning to afford the Pred Snipe combo. It's pretty hard to be inefficient with dogs, Janka. They cost 10. Even if you make dogs for like the first 30 seconds and lose all of them, you're only down like 30 tib or something. Like if you just spam dogs for the first like minute of the game, you'll still have enough money to build snipers and Predator, even if your dogs do nothing. I'm gonna go straight into Predator against the pit bull. It can be a little risky to do this because then he probably goes into infantry and then I can't make sniper in time. But it really just straight up beats the pit bull. Oh, he's going air instead. Interesting. I don't want to make sling yet. I assume it's going to be Orca. I'm actually going to make a missile because it's so likely to be Orca. Oh look, it's an Orca. What a surprise. Those are my dogs, don't care about them. get a missile on each pad. He's gonna have to go infantry, which is gonna be difficult for him to do because he's already gone into the Orca. So he's like free building now.
Unit enhanced. Unit lost. Unit nuclear missile launched.
Not a great map for snipers, because obviously you only put the snipers in one place, and this map has two pads really split up. I only assume that Orca was trying to go for my Harvester, because it's a game of Command & Conquer Rivals. And that is what you do in Command & Conquer Rivals.
Unit lost.
So we're probably going to continue doing Missile Sniper. We'll switch into Pitbull a little bit here. Pitbull is better if we have the money for it. Yeah, sure. Gets a volley on the tank, and then the turn I take out the Orca. Jump jets. Okay, we might have to go double sniper here because he's got so much infantry. It's very bad having to go double sniper though. You don't really want to have two pop cap invested in snipers. But sometimes you have no choice. If your opponent makes a lot of infantry, or if they have like mutant, it can be very difficult to kill mutants with only one sniper squadron.
Unit lost. Unit lost.
This isn't looking great, honestly.
Unit lost.
Get a Pitbull down here.
Unit
The
enhanced.
snipers up there.
Unit ready.
This is, I think this is pretty much just a symptom of the map being kind of terrible for me.
Unit lost.
I don't even want to make Sling. Like, I think Sling is probably just worse than making more Pitbulls.
Launched. Unit ready. Major structural damage received.
Yeah, you can kind of see the issue with the map here, which is that I want to make snipers, but they can't cover both pads. So then when he makes a bunch of jump jets and shocks, I have to decide where the snipers are going. They can only go one place. It also takes them a pretty long time to kill like a shock trooper squad. It's like 3 volleys to kill a shock trooper. I think it's 3 volleys to kill a jump jet trooper as well. Maybe I don't see Sling being very good, but I could make more missiles, I suppose. Sling doesn't really beat Orca is the issue, so I don't really want to make Sling.
Unit lost.
If it was like Talon, I'd definitely make Sling, but yeah, you don't just straight up beat.
Unit lost.
You don't straight up beat Orca with Sling. It's actually kind of a bad matchup for the Sling. Oh, the snipers are really struggling here.
Warning. Enemy ion cannon activated. Unit ready.
And I think I'm dead.
Unit enhanced.
Could not win on this map with Sniper. I probably could have played that better and won it, I don't know, but like Sniper's just very bad on that map because it's 2 pads split up from each other.
Our base has been destroyed. 3, 2, 1. New objective available.
Same map.
Harvester ready.
Still pretty bad for snipers. I guess we'll try and focus on controlling a single pad.
Unit ready.
Yeah, my opponent in the last game pretty much just made like a lot of jump jets, shocks, and Orca, which is just a lot of fast, mobile, high-power units. It's quite difficult to stop it with things like Sniper, which needs to have a set-up location and be defended well.
Unit
Yeah,
ready.
I don't know, man. I don't know when it changed. I don't know when bikes became so much better against pitbulls. For so long, pitbulls just smashed bikes, and it really just doesn't feel that way anymore. It feels like it's really difficult to beat bikes with pitbulls now. I don't know what changed.
Building online.
Okay.
Unit ready.
Classic Rivals player. Must attack Harvester with every unit I ever built. That is how Rivals works. Can't blame him. Can't blame him for just playing Rivals the way it's meant to be played.
Unit lost.
It's a no-half bike rush. Nope. This was Harvester first into bike. He went Harvester bike, and then just attacked my Harvester with every unit he had. Which is pretty common, honestly. Like, it's pretty normal gameplay. That's most Rivals. This is how most Rivals players play Rivals. They just send every unit they make as a Harvester.
ready.
It's another mutant chuggy deck. So we are favored in matchup, but not very, very unfavored in map again. Because the map is really bad for me.
Unit lost. Unit ready.
I actually want these snipers to die because it's worthless now. Gotta get a new squad.
Unit lost. Unit ready. Unit enhanced. Unit lost.
Yeah, I mean, if the chuggy even taps the snipers, you just lose a sniper, and then the squad is substantially weaker.
Unit ready.
And since sniper is the only thing you have that can 1v1 laser, you have to make a sniper every time you want to try and kill a laser. That's kind of the problem. That's what really messes up the matchup for you. Every time someone makes even a single 20 cost unit, you have to send like a 50 cost infantry to fight it, which is a nightmare.
Harvester ready. Unit lost.
And then again, like, really just don't want two snipers in play at once because of the pop cap implications.
Unit lost.
Alright, I think we're just about gonna get there.
Missile launched.
What a grind. What a grind, man. Orca better than Pred? Not at killing Chuggy, it isn't. You can't get at a Chuggy that has laser protection with an Orca. Not very often, anyway.
3, 2,
Alright, panning again.
new
Deck
objective
is bad for the map.
received.
Yes, it's a sniper deck. It doesn't want to play on a spread out map.
Unit ready.
It wants to play on a close map, so you can just put all of your units in a bundle around your snipers. That's how two range decks usually work, to be fair.
Unit ready.
You want to make a single copy of your 2-range unit, and then you want to just surround it with other units to keep it safe. That's
Unit ready.
doesn't even want to attack the Pitbull at all. Just everything on Harvester. Absolutely everything on Harvester. Like, surely the amount of money you lose doing this has to make it not worthwhile.
Unit ready.
This is 90 cost now in bikes that he's thrown away attacking my Harvester. If he gets the Harvester, he's only down 10. Like, that's the point we're at. If he gets the Harvester, he's down 10 Tiberium.
Building online.
Well, I guess I'm pop capped now, because his units are just cycling and mine aren't.
Ready. Unit lost.
And he still has so much more money than me. Oh, it's so dumb, man.
Unit lost.
Bikes are just so incredibly hyper efficient.
Nuclear warhead launched.
Everything at the Harvester, my dude. Everything at the Harvester.
Unit lost. Unit ready. Unit enhanced.
I'm sure that mutant is going for my Harvester. I wonder if it's just correct to let him kill it. It might honestly just be correct to let him kill it.
Ready.
Just because, like, the amount of harvesting time I lose by preserving it makes it not worth. Better just let it die. And get a new one. And start harvesting again.
Unit ready. Unit lost.
And once again, the Harvester kill wins the game. No, wait, hang on.
Unit lost.
Hold on. Bug abuse. I won the game after losing the Harvester.
Warhead launched. Enemy base destroyed. Three.
Alright, Buick. Oh, this map again.
New objective.
Kind of a
available.
beating.
Building online. Unit ready.
I think I want to stall. My deck's more expensive, generally speaking. I need to get to snipers.
Building online.
Since he has the double laser, we'll go straight into sniper.
Unit ready. Unit lost.
Like another dog just for blocking.
Unit lost.
And pitbulls. We might do missiles. Just one squad of missiles. Force them to not just make pitbull. Oh, sorry, bike. I don't want to just make bike the whole game.
Unit lost.
We'll do a missile. We'll see what he goes into. He's got rifles, so could easily be Chuggy. Pretty standard to have rifle opening for Chuggy.
Unit ready.
His tank, okay. We'll make Predator, our tank beats his tank. Also, we have the missiles.
Unit lost.
And then, what's he got? Rifle up top, I think? Yeah, rifle, so we'll send a dog up there.
Unit
Looks like we're
enhanced.
not going to be able to clear just nod unit spam.
Nuclear weapon
Yep.
launch.
Just lose the missile to just nod units continuously entering the pad.
Received.
Alright, so he has Venom. So we can make Sling in this matchup. Although this map is just horrible. Like, this map is just horrible for us. We have two two-range units, so this map is really very, very bad. But we've already talked about that with this deck. We're probably going to need a fresh sniper squad as well, because as soon as you lose one model, the sniper squad is close to worthless.
Unit lost. Unit
We need to
ready.
replace it.
Unit lost. Unit lost.
Oh, I just built a second Sling by accident. Whoops, that was meant to be a Predator. Okay, well, this one's pretty damaged, so I guess we'll send that to die. Oh my god, my micro is so bad right now.
Unit lost.
I just misclicked that slingshot so many times. Yeah, not looking great. A little bit our fault though on the savage misclicking, to be fair.
Unit lost.
Can't really blame the deck for that one.
Unit lost.
I figured he'd send an air unit up top, so that's why I sent the sling up there.
Unit lost. Unit enhanced. Unit
Oh, I just built another oh my god. I really need to stop misclicking slingshots. This is pretty horrendous.
unit lost.
And yeah, we need to send the snipers down.
Lost.
Once again, a huge issue with a deck like this. Every time there's a 20 cost unit, you have to send a sniper to fight it, which is just awful.
Unit lost. Missile launch.
Okay, got a missile.
Unit ready.
Let's go. Completely broke though. Absolutely zero cash.
Unit lost. Unit ready. Unit ready. Unit lost. Unit lost.
Moving out. Slingshot. Eyes up the bomb. I'm on it. Slingshot. Have a tackle.
Unit enhanced.
Please, still lose my harvester.
Reporting.
Not looking great.
Moving out. Ready. Lock it.
Unit ready.
Oh, I think we got him. Hey, let's go.
Launched.
Man, that map is horrible for this deck. I also just kept building slingshots by accident, which really
Objective complete.
really not great. Honestly, like, I know that's obviously player error, but that is one of the reasons I don't like playing Slingshot. Because if you do misclick a Slingshot, it's quite expensive and one of the worst units you can possibly make when you don't need it.
Establishing.
Alright, Coiny D.
1. New objective received.
No idea what his deck is, I don't remember what he played. I think he's playing like the Oaken deck or something,
Unit ready.
which is just like double half Inferno spam into artillery.
Unit ready.
Which is an auto win against my deck, I think. Like I said at the start, my deck's kind of bad against artillery. Sorry, bad against Inferno, and it's definitely terrible against artillery. Like, this deck will auto lose to artillery.
Building online.
I have no outs. If he makes an artillery, we just lose. That's really all there is to it. If I'm somehow like miles ahead when he makes the artillery, which is very unlikely, then I can potentially like be in position to kill the artillery instantly with something like Predator Tank. The odds of that happening are very, very slim though. Like we're probably just completely screwed against artillery.
Unit lost. Nuclear missile launched.
That's assuming he's still playing that deck. Also, just like I said, bad versus Inferno. It's an all-ground deck, so it's not good versus Inferno.
Unit enhanced.
Have to kill this first Inferno.
Unit ready. Unit
Nope.
lost.
I think we're dead now. We killed the first Inferno, I think, maybe.
Lost.
Failing to kill it. Not good.
Unit lost.
Very, very not good failing to kill the
Unit
Inferno.
ready.
Because now he's just going to get second Inferno and it's going to snowball super hard.
Anti-air, ready to roll. Time to harvest. Slingshot guns attacking. Slingshot monitoring.
This thing was so bad.
Unit ready. Unit lost.
Yep, yep. Huge problem with playing so many specialized units. You end up with lots of specialized units and your opponent just makes generic good units like bikes and you can't deal with them quickly enough. Oh, it's Chem Buggy. Sounds like he's playing a different deck then.
Unit lost. Nuclear weapon launched.
Oh, this must be playing just Chuggy Inferno.
Major structural damage.
Is this deck good against Chuggy Inferno? I think the answer is no, because it's just bad versus Inferno.
Unit lost. Unit ready. Unit ready. Unit lost.
Cool. Move both units immediately, still lose them both. Excellent. Outstanding. Yeah, I'm not favored here. My deck is just not very good against Laser Troop.
Unit lost. Unit enhanced.
But it's definitely bad versus the Inferno is such a beating, man.
Lost.
Inferno is such a massive beating.
Guns alert. Moving out. Slingshot.
Unit lost. Unit ready. Unit lost.
Yeah, I'm super dead
Unit
here.
lost. Unit enhanced.
Super dead. Can't beat Infernos.
Missile launched. Mission failed. 2, 1. New objective available.
Alright, same matchup. Probably gonna lose to Infernos again.
Unit ready.
One would assume. I should be able to win the first missile with Sniper Tank, but then we just lose to Inferno in the late game. Maybe on this map we have a better chance.
Unit
I feel like the Slingshot is better on this map. But I mean, you saw last game, it's just so difficult to... If you get a Sniper and a Slingshot, which is required to beat Laser and Inferno or whatever, then they just spam bikes. Like, as soon as you get 2 units that are specialized, your opponent will just make bikes. And they'll just make bike, 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 bike. And because you have 2 specialist units, you don't have enough units to fight the bikes. So that's pretty much... Like, you're just going to lose every game because of this. You're going to lose, like, all games against Nod, who have, like, Inferno or whatever. Because they can just make bikes. As soon as you get locked into your specialist units, your opponent just spams bikes. They'll just make 1,000 bikes. And there's not a lot you can do about that because you have too many specialist units. So yeah, that's that's pretty much the role of the GDI player at the moment. Like, whatever you do, you just end up losing to bike spam because it's so hyper efficient. But this is not just an issue for this deck. This is an issue for a lot of GDI decks. It's just so difficult to beat bikes.
Missile cancelled. Unit lost.
because they are just overpowered. For a 30 cost unit, they are so insanely strong.
Unit lost. Unit ready.
I barely win first missile.
Unit ready.
Now we're gonna have to deal with Infernos. I just don't know how to beat Infernos with this deck.
Ready for a haste? Tank division. Predator cannon loaded.
Make another sniper as well, because the one I have now is useless. Yeah, definitely saving for Inferno here. No? Not Inferno?
Predator cannon. Predator. Ready for the tank division.
Unit lost.
There it is. Now how do we beat him? How do we beat the Inferno?
Unit lost. Unit enhanced. Unit lost.
Reloads so fast with the boost as well.
Unit lost.
Because this is a good 2-range map, there's a chance that we can just use snipers to clear everything and win the missile.
Missile cancelled.
Yeah, okay.
Unit
Because it's a very good 2-range map, we're able to take that one down. It's just like one of the best 2-range maps in the game.
mission accomplished.
Nod for Profit. What a great alliance name.
New objective received. Harvester ready.
Alright, very typical opening. Chuggy has gone in one Orca volley.
Unit ready.
Yeah, but no one drives a Chuggy into an Orca, right? Like, why would you ever drive a Chuggy into an Orca? You just drive your Chuggy through lasers, so then anytime an Orca tries to approach, it gets shot by lasers and you run the Chuggy away.
Unit lost.
Like, Orca can't catch Chuggy, so it doesn't matter if it one-shots it or not, because you never catch up to the thing.
Unit ready.
Oh, it's supposed to be a sniper. That's not great for me.
Unit ready.
Not sure I have the time now
Unit
to clear
lost.
out those snipers. I'll clear out the lasers. Looks like just about.
Unit ready. Unit lost. Nuclear missile launched. Unit ready.
Yeah.
Unit enhanced.
Misclick. And do I lose sniper? Yes. Sad. Small misclick. Select Pitbull instead of move sniper. Lose model. Sniper squadron is now terrible. Let it die.
Unit
That
ready.
is the sniper way.
Unit lost.
Ready to ready to Predator can burn tank division. Predator ready. Gonna hit him hard.
Unit lost.
I really just think like the efficiency loss for GDI with the with the economy nerf, I don't know, but like it's impossible to keep up with Nod now with GDI.
Launched.
Like I'm broke and he's using a 70 cost commander power and making a tank.
Enemy base destroyed.
I hate slingshots. Like the best way to play a slingshot is to make a slingshot and put a shock trooper in front of it, so that your opponent has to use vehicles. That's the only option left to them, because they can't kill the shock troopers and they can't get past the sling with the air. That's like the best way to use slingshot, which you cannot do in a slingshot sniper deck, because like you have to run your sniper away through the slingshot for the slingshot to protect it, which is just so extraordinarily terrible.
One. New objective.
Victor
available.
Bansama. Pretty good 2-range map.
Harvester ready.
You promise to protect children and coins. Is that correct, Coinbird? I think you steal coins from children, don't you?
Unit ready.
Jump jet trooper. You don't see jump jets that often anymore.
Building online.
I guess we'll do one more dog.
Unit lost.
If he goes jump jets again, no, he goes pitbull. Alright, we're gonna predator.
Unit lost.
Ready for action. Predator cannon. Predator tank division.
And I guess we're going sniper.
Unit ready.
Makes the most sense. Gonna shoot the jump jets so they can't pop onto the pad.
Unit lost.
Oh dear, that's too many enemies. There's too many! I can't kill them all.
Missile
I
launch.
should have moved the predator up, that was my bad. And we lost the sniper model. Great. So that squad is now useless. That was just a bad exchange for me all round.
Taking them down. Easy. Gonna find them up. Find them. I'm on it. Easy pickings.
Unit
I
lost.
have to get a fresh sniper squad because two-man sniper is worthless. And then of course we're stuck with 2 sniper squadrons, which also sucks.
Tank division. Ready? We'll rip through 'em. We've got this. I'm gonna hit 'em hard.
Unit ready. Unit lost.
I'm gonna hit 'em hard.
I'm just going to ignore the harvester, I'd rather win the missile.
Unit lost. Warning. Enemy ion cannon activated. Unit lost.
Oh,
Unit
not good,
ready.
not good.
Unit ready.
Oh, I messed that up. Oh my god, I played this game so badly.
Launched.
I really played that game horribly. I should not have been as difficult as it was. Played that game very badly.
3, 2, 1.
Right, victory
New
again.
objective received.
Maybe
Building
try and play this one a little
online.
bit better. That last one was pretty shocking.
Unit ready.
He's jump jet rushing me. Okay,
Harvester reporting.
Unit ready.
that's not good. Not sure there's a lot I can do about that. Just have to keep making dogs, I guess, and hopefully,
Unit ready.
hope they can kill enough
Our
jump jet
base is
troopers.
under
Looks like the
attack.
answer is no.
Harvester reporting.
He's trying really hard to pop cap me, but it's making it difficult for him to get through to my sniper, get through to my harvester.
Building online. Unit ready.
Okay, well that wasn't great for me.
Unit
This
lost.
is why you should scout first, I guess. Although I'm not sure what I would have done differently. It's not like I'm going to tech switch into snipers, so...
Harvester ready. Unit ready. Unit ready.
I'm on it. Look. Oh, it's very well. We've got the moving.
I assume he has a harvester by now, but who knows?
Unit enhanced. Unit lost.
Yeah, he does have a harvester.
Unit lost. Unit lost.
Yeah, again, really, I know I've said it a lot of times now, but the issue with snipers,
Unit enhanced.
every time someone makes a missile trooper, you have to spend 50 to go fight it. Really is not great. So that's why you really need to just make one sniper and never ever have to make another sniper. Anytime you have to make a second sniper, it's a big
Unit
cost.
ready. Missile cancelled.
At some point I should get a slingshot in this matchup, and it will be good. Because he's playing a lot of Talons, but at the moment, just really struggling with Missile Trooper.
Launched. Unit lost.
Just like the idea of being boxed into like 2 dedicated unit roles like that feels so bad in terms of pop cap. Being like, this is my anti-infantry, this is my anti-air. They do, neither of them does anything else. That's their only roles. That really feels very bad.
Reporting.
Unit lost.
Fire ready for slingshot.
I guess given the amount of air he has, it's probably time for the sling.
Telling them moving.
We actually need to lose this sniper and get a fresh one.
Watching them. Sniper team.
Unit enhanced. Unit lost.
I guess I'll make
Unit
Pipple.
ready.
Or maybe I should make Missile Trooper.
Reporting.
That is a lot of orcas.
Your missile cancelled. Unit lost. Unit ready. Unit enhanced.
Anti-attack engaged. Link the firing solution. Locked. I'm on it.
Unit lost. Unit lost. Unit lost. Unit enhanced. Unit lost.
Okay,
Unit
well,
lost.
I think we should be fine now. Well, I guess he's gonna jump jets now. No missiles, maybe no money for jump jets. Alright, we win. That was a real grind though, and it's a good two-range map.
Objective complete.
Alright, so we're going to be taking a look at a special game of how I would play the deck against No-Harv
Establishing
MG.
battlefield control.
We got 2 decks from Barold. He wanted to see how I play both of them against No-Harv MG.
3, 2,
Generally speaking,
new objective received.
No-Harv MG is a matchup where you either have good answers to the MG or you don't, and you usually win or lose based on that. This deck has Sniper, which is mediocre, I would say. It's not terrible. If you can break the first MG, you can usually set up snipers to win. So you want to stall as much as possible against No-Harv MG, because obviously the longer the game goes on, the more your monetary advantage kicks in. So just sending dogs in over and over to stall the missile is worthwhile.
Unit lost.
As long as we can keep pressure on, he can't charge the missile, which is super important. So we want to keep the pressure on, make sure he isn't charging.
Unit lost.
And then we want to go into snipers and start clearing out the missiles that block for the MG. And then you want to use missiles in front of your sniper against the dogs.
Unit lost.
Oh, we're going to need 2 missiles here.
Ready for any. Snap move.
No-Harv MG is a deck that really functions off of the fact that MG and dog are both super strong. That's like how the deck works.
Ready.
Because both of those units are really strong for their cost. Like, way too strong for their cost, really. We're going to get the missiles. We need to set up the right timing push on the MG.
Major structural
This
damage
isn't really working out.
received.
I think I'm going to get a tank.
Unit lost.
So I want a tank so I have something that can tank the MG effectively.
Easy pickings.
And then we basically just need to time the sniper push correctly.
Unit enhanced.
We're going to push with the sniper now. Crack the MG. And now we just need to prevent another MG from getting set up, basically. We can make lots of missiles and prevent the MG from getting set up again.
Crystals are clean. I'm on dead.
This deck seems pretty okay against like, generally speaking, snipers are pretty decent against No-Harv MG. Because they give you a way to actually breach the MG, which is what it's all about.
Unit lost. Unit enhanced.
I just need to not lose to the dogs being on the pads, basically.
Unit ready.
But yeah, we seem pretty well positioned here.
Unit enhanced.
Okay, so that's really how you beat No-Harv MG with this one.
Missile launch.
You just got to push in and crack the MG with the snipers. The other deck, I mean, I don't know which of these videos I'm going to release first, but they're both going to have a game against No-Harv MG. This one seems a lot better against No-Harv MG than the other one, because this one has an actual decent answer to MG in the snipers. Anyway, that's how I would beat MG with that deck, so I hope you guys enjoyed that. Okay, anyway, there's 10 games of that deck. I hated it. No surprises there. It has Slingshot. I despise this unit. I hate playing with it. I hate playing against it. I think it's one of the worst designed units in the game. The number of times you make it and it's just not even good versus air is shocking. And that's its only role. The only thing it does in the entire game is fight air, and it's not even very good at it. Sometimes it automatically wins the game. Sometimes your opponent's deck like just auto loses to Slingshot, and sometimes Slingshot does absolutely nothing. So I just absolutely hate the unit. I think the deck is just way better off with like almost anything in the place of Slingshot. I think like Talon is a lot better. I think Orca is a lot better. I think Borker is a lot better. Just really don't like Slingshot. But yeah, otherwise the deck is just a pretty standard sniper deck. I did quite badly this run with it, but it is obviously a good deck. I think I just played badly. Like, I definitely just was not good. The side-by-side map is also horrible for the deck, and we played on it quite a lot. This one I just played badly. I definitely should have won. Like, this is a good, like, this matchup and this map, I should be heavily favored. I just played, like, garbage and lost. This one, I think I couldn't really win. This felt like a pretty bad matchup. Maybe I could win it if I hadn't lost the sniper and pred to the Inferno volley. But this felt pretty awful. I think I'm losing this most of the time on that map. And this one I just played like trash, for sure. Like, it was, again, like, the deck is horrible on the map. Way worse than his on this map. But I still think I should have been able to win it reasonably comfortably. So I played pretty badly. I think 2 of my losses were just me playing badly. This one I think I always lose. So I think I should have gone 9-1 here. But I hate Slingshot, and I would not recommend it to anyone. But I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I'll see you next time.